Welcome back. We are starting the San Diego Chaos Theory now. So let's get into it. Let's see what San Diego
Everyone was
holds
so
for us.
caught up in the moment.
I'm excited for this.
So impressed with what they'd accomplished. And then, chaos. A few years later, the dinosaurs made their presence known again at an island called Site B. Here was where InGen had cloned most of the dinosaurs that would eventually be transported to Jurassic Park. It was supposed to be secret. If not for human curiosity, it might have remained one. Peter Ludlow was now in charge of InGen, tasked with bringing his uncle's vision to life. John Hammond had wanted his precious animals to belong to the world. John sent a team to document the dinosaurs. What we found, to our amazement, was how quickly the dinosaurs had adapted. They had made the island their own. Ludlow had the investors. He had secured a location, but he still needed dinosaurs. And now he knew where to get them.
Poor Para.
What if chaos yielded a different outcome? What if Ludlow's mission was successful and Jurassic Park San Diego had become a reality? That is quite, unimpressive. Say, how long ago was this place abandoned by InGen?
Oh, years. After the incident at our first site. We listened to the concerns, Doctor. That's why Jurassic Park San Diego was put on hold.
Hold. Right, but not canceled.
First incident being 93?
Mr. Thompson.
I believe in the work. You know? That's why I'm here.
Yeah, and I'm here because I believe that I can advise you on how to avoid mistakes made previously.
Understood. I know I can realize the original vision for this park.
I admire your confidence. I've seen it before.
Excited to get back to the desert. That's fun. But wasn't San Diego...
San Diego, Dr. Malcolm.
Hold on.
My name's Lily Halford. I'm in charge of operations, and I must say it's absolutely fantastic that you're here. Mr. Thompson wasn't sure you'd say yes.
Well, Mr. Thompson doesn't understand chaos or alimony payments, but you know he'll learn, as you will, Lily. It comes with the territory, I suppose.
I'm looking forward to it, I think. Well, as you can see, at the moment, the entire facility
Looking forward
is
to
a
alimony
bit of a mess.
payments?
Yeah, I saw it from the air. Looks even worse from the ground.
So... Yeah, they're
Everything has
talking.
to start somewhere, even when it's starting over. So why don't we begin with the construction of a response facility and take it from there?
Can I talk yet? Okay. Wasn't the point of San Diego that they mothballed it when they moved to Isla Nublar to set up the original park? It's been a while since I've seen Lost World, so I might be actually misremembering that. In which case, I'll feel real bad about fucking up JP lore right there. But I thought that was the point, that San Diego was the original vision before the bigger Nublar facility was decided on. Whereas they said here in the intro that they mothballed San Diego at the same after the incident in the park, I assume is what they were talking about when they said talk about an incident, which I don't think tracks actually with canon. So we've got 4 primary paddock areas. We're gonna preserve these. We're gonna try and like recreate more or less what San Diego kind of looked like. So we'll try to replicate kind of what they're doing here. We can't see the visibility while this is unpowered. All right. And then the Science Center and Control Center are over here. So I think we'll skew all of our facilities over here. So give me a response facility. Are you really gonna limit me on what I can do? Where's Operational Science Center? Yeah, nothing's operational with enough power. I'm just curious if they're... No, they're not. They're not like straight up restricting me like JP starting situation. Okay. I was just curious if that was gonna be a thing. Can we get snap on? And do we snap to the... Yeah, we snap to the rough grid of the park here, more or less, it looks like. In terms of like this side and this side, the rough like grid of it. So let's get you around to this side. We're gonna go very angular with this park because that's how it's laid out initially too. We could maybe tuck this back here. That might be a little far away. Oh, the control center has its own unique skin for this mode. That's awesome. It's like its own little angular variation of the visitor center. That's so cool. It's still got like the 3-peaked roof setting and like the front stairway with the 2 gardens on the side, but it's its own little version of it. That's so neat. That makes me very happy. I might tuck this back here. The thing is it puts it further away from the enclosures marginally, so it would technically be a little less efficient if we did it that way. Why don't we put it here? Just playing around with the hitboxes, seeing what we can do here. Yeah, we'll do that. Alright, now let's apply everything we learned on the JP chaos theory and do this much more efficiently. Operational. Oh, so they're going to want us to build power, which restricts us to specifically a backup generator. Thinking about where I want to sneak this in. Maybe a little further this way. Yeah, I think if we sneak it in right here tight to the back, we can clip the edge of that facility. And that gives a little bit more powering area over here. So we have this whole kind of corner of the map handled.
So I thought we'd get the buildings repaired.
Alright. We can repair the fences that we have here. Is this fence broken or just, yeah, it is broken. Okay. I wasn't sure if it was broken or if it just cut off there. The desert's going to be real fun. I'm really looking forward to building this. We're going to probably play a little bit more with exhibit design this time, now that we've learned more about how to make a decent park. I want to try and make some more interesting looking exhibits and play a little bit with what we can pull off there. Alright, how does that... Yeah, we got broken sections here on these ends, and then back around the back of the amphitheater.
I once heard someone say that determination is power, and I like that. But let's flip it around. Together, we are determined to power everything. With actual power. How does that sound?
Okay, we gotta go get over this, swing on the back of the amphitheater. Did we get that? Not even sure we got that. Car, turn. We are driving on sand, so yeah, I don't think that actually registered as we drove through it. Wait, is there a second broken section? No, I think it's just being weird. Alright, around the back. This is kind of fun to see a ground view of the amphitheater too. Do it. Get to the thing. And back over here. And then lastly, it should be this corner piece way down here. And then that should be everything fixed up for what we already have. Yes. Okay. Amphitheater and viewing gallery need to be powered. We seem to be... Can we do power station? So, Science Center, view research. Power. Insufficient skill. Scientist limit 3. We have a 2. Okay, we can recruit. Let's try and do this with a power station right away. So we need 2 more logistics. Let's try and get 2 logistics and 1 scientist. We have faster treatment, positive influence. So minimum of 2 logistics. Cheaper expeditions. Seems really good early too. Positive influence reduces task time. 5 logistics. 10,000. Logistics potential only. I feel like this person is pretty good. The reduced expedition cost. They're expensive, but I think this is a worthy purchase. Grab you. Go here. Let's just get right on this. Now, can we put in any electrical infrastructure? No, not until we have that done. Okay. Well, we're just gonna wait for that. Can we do fences? Yeah, we can do fences. So this one at the viewing gallery is probably the one we finish first. So let's fix up the fences on this. We're gonna try and match what they're doing here kind of with spacing, which is gonna be interesting. Actually, yeah, we don't need to be paused here. I always forget the arc buttons. Wait, is it not that button? Oh, weird. Maybe I had it arced and then I unarced it. How does that look? Not great. That does not look great. I actually like the look of the man, I hate it. I hate it. It doesn't look good. That looks maybe pretty good. Yeah, I can live with that. That's not bad. Alright. Research is done. So, small power station. We can tuck it in back here. We can tuck it in way back here. Maybe that's a good idea. Alright, here's what we're going to do. We're going to try and build a really tight complex in terms of this kind of backlot area of the park, whatever you want to call it. So we're going to flatten this out, make sure we don't have any issues fitting a lot of stuff in here. And then this power station, I think I'm going to tuck it in. Let's tuck it in right here. Changing my mind a little bit from what I was originally planning there. But yes. So, how do I want to run power? I'm going to try and run it parallel a little bit. Sure. We're making at least token efforts towards aesthetics on this run. Yeah, now we can't sneak this in here anywhere in particular. That's nice. So maybe I just sneak it in line with this, right next to the path for now. We'll do that. And then if we head back down here, we'll just continue straight in like this as well. Oh, and that doesn't snap. That's unfortunate. If we do, we can snap this in here, like this, and then we can switch to a station. Align the station, and then we can guide ourselves in right to the pylon. Get that straight. And then we have the path. Which obstructs. Only at the very end, which is weird. I'm going to move it back slightly. Well, maybe when it's done building it'll work a little bit better, but I doubt it. doesn't quite work. If we move it, we'll disrupt some of the grid here too. It's very unhappy with me. Alright, well the generators are never straight. So we can just do a curved path here for like aesthetics. Because it's not even gonna like grid align really with what's going on anyway. I'm actually thinking about rotating it entirely. I think I like this aesthetically better. I'm going to delete you. We're going to do this, and then we're going to do this. Yes, I like that much more. Now, it means these power pylons are a little bit weird in their placement. But that's fine. We have to run around the back of those buildings anyway, so it just kind of has to go like that. Oops, we should be paused here while we're building. We're bleeding money for no good reason. Yeah, we'll do this. Follow the grid back. That connects to that, and then this one comes in at an angle like that. There! I like that a lot more.
Exciting day. The first dinosaurs are arriving from what remains of our operation on Isla Sorna.
Oh, wait a minute. Isn't most of the original site destroyed?
Destroyed, but not abandoned. The assets still belong to InGen, and we're gonna leverage them here in our new park.
We're starting with a herbivore. We want to make sure it's well cared for, obviously, so we'll be monitoring its welfare.
Hope for the best, plan for the worst.
And make sure you can find the nearest exit.
Okay. Arrival of Pachycephalosaurus. So we're going to put him in this enclosure. We obviously don't need all the space for Packy, but we're going to see what it can live with and plan ahead. We're going to assume... So I've seen part of this from preview videos, right? We're going to assume that most of the Lost World species show up. We'll just play around here with like a little like inlet around kind of a island situation. That seems like a fun little shape. Right. What else do we need? So, park is not open, I assume. Because we have no dinosaurs. Can we... I assume we can't even control opening it? Where is the entrance? Down here. Yeah, we can't open it currently. Okay, so what are our next priorities? Attractions we can worry about when we actually have guests. We can open without attractions. So I don't think we build any of them to start with. What we do need is we need more support buildings, right? So we need staff center. Paleomedical should come at some point too. Let's research this right away. While we wait for the packies to come in. And then Expedition Center we can look at later too. Alright, so far I like what we got going on here. I'm enjoying what we got. Yeah, this arc worked out okay. That's not bad. There's the staff center. Might as well build it now. I might tuck it back in here. Do you think... Okay, let's... Yeah, okay. We're willing to build a little bit, waste a little bit of money here potentially. Let's build a staff center right here. As tight to these pieces as we can get it. And then let's see if we can sneak that path in there straight along that other building. I'm not sure if we can. Not quite. Okay. We'll let this build and then we'll move it back. We'll move it back and around the corner slightly so we can sneak a path in there. Yeah. Grab you, move you, you move slightly back around the corner, about like that, I think. Maybe, well, this one comes for, yeah, there's like a narrow spot here where the path actually really looks good. So I think we do it really just barely touching the corner there like that. Perfect. Because then it can link up directly here next to this angled section. That's a good use of space. 5 Pachycephalosaurus. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. No idea what they like.
Transportation complete.
Yes, we need a status check. We can just do it manually. We will want to get in... we might need a gate. Gate right in the back of the exhibit, maybe? That'd be a nice way to line them all up so they're always in the back. That looks like it's at a good tangential position to the arc. Toss that gate in there. There wasn't a gate in this already, was there? No. No. Okay. And then a ranger post. If we put the ranger post on the side here, we can basically cover 2 exhibits with it. So I think we'll do that. We'll kind of position it so it covers... I'm pointing at the screen like an idiot, but we're doing it so it covers that arc on the far side there, covers as much of the exhibit as possible while still keeping it near the fence. Okay. Whoops. And then grab Ranger Team 1, add task, add automated task here. Alright. We don't know anything about you until we do that. That is a nice looking Lost World Pachycephalosaurus. Looks a little more muted in coloration. Maybe it's an arid version. I mean, it should be the Site B Lost World Pachy, but it looks really muted actually. The Pachy from Lost World does have a really vivid blue in the coloring, relatively speaking, like for a dinosaur. So I feel like we're kind of missing something there. Missing ground leaf. Okay, we got one of them here. We can see what we need. So, water, open space, ground leaf. Very nice, simple requirements. Like sauropods, enclosures, and stegosaurs. Just like Doctor Who hybrids. Pachycephalosaurus, surprisingly chill. This is really nice here too, because we can recreate the population scene in the game trail scene, which I really like. That's cool. Ground leaf. Which is you. I'm going to kind of probably fill up the center little island area first and go from there. Kind of a little desert oasis. Maybe we spread it out here along the edge. Start to wrap it around. 31%, you still need more. Right, there we go. There's plenty of ground leaf for you. Let's look at your little environment, you beauty. And we should get a screenshot of you. That's a pretty good one. We got the Jeep in the background there. It's nice. Let me save a screenshot. Don't get mad. I'll be back in a minute. Bam. Okay. Good to go. I really like the environments. All the plant diversity they added to these brushes is super cool. I mean, look at that tree there. Look at that. That is radical. Hold on. Can I get that tree
It's
in
really
here.
starting to feel like the park is coming together.
I've already
Yeah,
seen one
okay.
come apart.
All of our safety
I know I
precautions are in
said
place,
I know
Dr.
I said I
Malcolm.
had it in my thumbnail.
They
but
have to be with the
that's-
latest
that's-
deliveries.
that's cool,
We
though.
have a small carnivore arriving.
And larger carnivores, too.
Oh,
which are not any kind of cute,
compies.
if you ask me.
Okay,
Well,
compies and a
knowing
rex.
your history with a particular species, Mr. Thompson thought it best not to trouble you with the details.
Oh, yeah, no, I've seen what a T-Rex can do. My therapist and I talk about it all the time. It's an alpha predator, and now you're bringing it here.
No. We know what we're doing.
Yes. And here's the thing, Thompson. I know what you're doing as well.
How do we want to put in the rex pen? Because we're gonna need like a kind of a big space. We could just go kind of straight back. Obviously, this is going to be part of the Rex pen. We're putting it in the amphitheater. There's no debate there. Rex goes in the amphitheater. Always and forever. Here's what we'll do. We can make an interesting enclosure by just building at an angle straight off of what we have here. Like 1, 2, 3 maybe. Then we go over here. 1, 2, and 3. Also, what's the visibility for the amphitheater look like? Or does it even have visibility? It should have visibility. Visibility is within the amphitheater interior. Okay. But we can always put some viewing things on this area too. Okay, now if we want to build straight, what we can do is we can do something like this. Let's go, can we go to this corner? It won't snap there. Okay, so let's go like this. 3 will actually be too much because of the angle. But we'll put in 3, and then we'll see if we can snap to this corner decently. It's going to be tough. We can always delete it. Shorten it up if we need to, or extend it if we need to. Yeah, so if we snap at an angle, this is too far back. We can go to here. Just arbitrarily picking a length that isn't really anything in particular. That's a little awkward. Let's extend that out like there. That was like 3 and then some, I think. Yeah, we do a little bit further. This one might be a little bit awkward. Oh, that actually snapped. Oh, the triangle corner actually snapped. That's so good that it did that. I wish you could put in like guidelines without actually building the fences. That would be a neat feature. This one's not snapping. Why did the other one actually snap into position on the corner piece? Weird. Huh. Oh, we can line it up there. It's fine. Alright, so that gives us a pen that looks like this. Keeping the angular design of the part going, kinda. It's a little bit different shape than like the front part, but that's fine. It's a little easier to build just this like trapezoid situation. Are we out of power? Wow, we're out of power already. God damn. Alright, let's put in a second power station. Kind of like right off of this one. Right like that. Wait, let me see the back. Yeah, right in line, right like this. Right like that, and I'm going to also just connect the 2 stations together for a little bit of grid redundancy. Right like that. Okay. Let's go fast. We'll put the copies in with the pachycephalosaurs. I don't think any herbivore should care about them, from what I remember. I mean, the pachys... Actually, the pachycephalosaurs don't love compies. What is your cohabitation? We'll put them in here and see if the cohabitation works out. If not, we'll have to trank them and move them pretty quickly. I wonder if the Rex can eat the compies. Why don't we put a compy in the Rex pen and just see what happens? Oh, they have a social need probably, though. Alright, let's put them in here. If the packies are fine with 8 copies, it won't matter anyway.
Asset delivery confirmed. Asset delivered. Asset transportation
1 T-Rex. 2 T-Rex.
transportation complete.
Alright, pause here for a second. Water. Back to water. We're going to put water into the back of the amphitheater like this. Like this. It's kind of making a little weird little moat path going in here. I think that looks fun. Give me smoothing. Smooth this out real quick. Make sure there's no weird little lumps. Give me a goat feeder. Only have carnivore feeders. Alright, well the copies will need a carnivore feeder. We can toss that in somewhere. We'll wait. We'll get the copies down first, I guess. Alright, Packy. Status check not available. Cohabitation 13%. 17. 18. It's like 1% per copy, so we're fine.
These species, the T-Rex and the Compsognathus, are central to our success at the park. They'll draw in the crowds. So now that they're here, let's ensure they're comfortable.
You're not really going to see the little copies all the way over there, maybe, but you can see them bouncing around a little bit. Alright. I assume none of you have status checks done. Are we? No, that's the other fence that's out of power. Okay. And there's our Rex. Rex number 1. The doe is on the way. The buck has arrived. Let's get our ranger post in here. I'm going to stick it right in the middle. Let's toss a gate as well. I think we're going to put the gate back in over here a little bit more. Maybe even back. Maybe even straight back. Straight in line, basically. Something like that. Alright. Ranger Team 2. This is your job. Can we status check a copy immediately, please? Okay, Ranger Team 2 is on the way to the post to check on the buck. Can we do goat feeders yet? No, I cannot yet do a goat feeder. Really? Why can I not do a goat feeder? Do I have to research goat feeders? You need to make me research them. Live prey feeder has to in fact be researched. Okay, we'll do that real quick, I guess. Okay, you're heading in there at status check. Where's the other Jeep? The other Jeep is also heading in here, so we'll get to the copies first. Missing sand. Okay, this one has the details. Edit environment. How is this not already all like sand? Alright. We'll put in some nice sand for him back around like this edge here. Going into the water. Without disrupting too much into these plants. We'll just kind of blend it in here a little bit. Now they have more than enough sand. That's fine. Packies don't mind, so it's fine. Let's take a quick peek what our little exhibit looks like here. We've got this nice little central area. We've got the compies bounding around on the sandy beach. We've got the center part of the lake, nice and grown up with some pachycephalosaurs sitting in there. Fun stuff. Alright, so everybody here is fine. Are you not gonna, like, status check everything? Why are we, like, manually status checking everything? We still have a packy stuff here. That's pretty good. Okay. Alright, missing prey. And then sand. So let's fill the arena with sand. I think that makes sense, like, aesthetically, that if anything's going to be sandy, it'd be the center part of the arena. And then we're going to do sand heading straight back to the gate area. Kind of as like a path. There's our lovely doe. And our lovely buck T-Rex. Absolutely love your look. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Buck T-Rex, definitely my favorite T-Rex design. I like the colors on it. I like the striping. That like deep green is nice. A little bit of a. Oh, okay, you can stop. Run, drive, go, get out of here. Go, go be free. Go get repaired. Yes, okay. Comfort 69. Is the research done? Yes. What's your territory look like? Is it still inside the... Yes. Okay. Goat feeder right in the middle of the arena. That's where it should be. That's where it goes. One. Actually, okay. Since we need two, we'll put one on each side. Like that. Let's demolish the one in the middle. And there you go. Comfort's good. Open the park.
We did it!
This wouldn't have happened without you, Dr. Malcolm.
With money.
Hey, I want it on record. I'm not in favor of this park's existence.
But this was John Hammond's dream. Delayed, but not denied.
We have done it. The park is open.
Dr. Malcolm, this facility brings needed stability to InGen's operations. That's a win for us both.
So it would appear.
And the park is a unique opportunity for our guests.
Or, you know, for the hungry dinosaurs.
Jurassic Park, San Diego. Isn't it something?
Oh, it's something, all right. A living illusion.
She's a beauty. We've only just begun. Increase guest comfort to 50%, dinosaur visibility, increase per minute
As
profit
impressive
from
as the park
amenities.
is, it can always be improved, specifically in the area of guest comfort. We need to get the numbers up. Who doesn't love a cold drink? and it's a good way to keep up our profits. Keep an eye on the drinks amenity, and the money should flow. Ultimately, everyone is at the park for one reason: to see dinosaurs. This is the only place in the world they can, and they want to. That's why you need to increase our dinosaur visibility. Give
We
our
start with
guests a view their
small
eyes won't
amenities.
believe.
Can we research medium? Have 250 guests in your park. Do you think we can get 250 guests on the park before we build anything? 345 potential guests. Okay. We can put in... Okay, we should put in a paleomedical facility. So let's get that started. Not sure we can get this in here in a way where the path is actually going to link up decently. We could tuck it in. Actually, that's kind of a nice little corner for it to sit in. I like that. Get it tucked in here real nice. All the cars in one spot. I dig it. I dig it. Put some path in there like that, and then we link this other path up in such a way that it just goes right alongside this here. Perfect. Okay, now we'll definitely need restrooms. We can get these in at least. Just to start with, we'll just stick a restroom directly behind each. Where's the entry point? I guess the entry point is all of these areas. So why don't we just stick the restroom kind of in here, directly in line with this path maybe? Or we can scoot over here so it's in range of this power. Yeah, let's scoot over here so it's in range of the power for now. We'll micromanage that a little bit till we figure out what we really want to do. And then we should probably get a shelter. I'm not going to do a hotel yet. So we'll put a emergency bunker. Let's put the bunker slightly over here. There might be enough size to fit an amenity over there. I imagine we're going to move these anyway, but we might as well toss them in here for now. You don't need power either, actually. So we can put you over here in the middle. And then we'll go from there and see how that looks. Core guest buildings, 2 items unlocked. I'm assuming that these are 2 buildings unlocked. Some of these are probably already available then, and some of them are locked. That's really strange. 33%. It's nice that the guests actually appear from the arrival point and not just randomly pouring out of other buildings. But maybe they only don't pour out of other buildings right now because we have no other buildings for them to pour out of. That prays for a little bit of a realistic change to how guests spawn is maybe preemptive. Alright, and we can go straight to the medium amenities, so we will do so. We need 5 logistics. There you go. And this will also give us time for the needs to populate. Yeah. Obviously these are all red, but we're seeing like where it's red is relevant. So right now we're seeing obviously this enclosure, but I want to see what it does up here by the amphitheater, which it might not do anything if the Rexes aren't in view. Bathrooms are good. And shelters are good. Oh, the Rexes are in it though, which is nice. Can we see our dinosaur appeal? Are the Rexes actually counted as viewed? Yeah. Okay. So the potential guests are up here. We're not reaching it yet, obviously. Accommodation rating might be the thing that's really holding us off here. We can put in a hotel. I mean, that's not a big deal. Also, is the medium amenity done already? The medium amenity is done already. Okay, well let's start with these medium amenities. We'll do a set of 3 back over here. Okay. I'm going to move some stuff around. So what we're going to do, we're going to put this amenity here. We're going to configure this one real quick. Cheap burgers. Let's do steaks. Steaks sound like an appropriate thing for a dinosaur theme park. Let's do a fountain. And then we need some white and some green. Yeah, we'll do a skeleton display and a fountain. Jurassic World of Concrete, Jurassic Park. More Jurassic Park, see, we can't. Okay, that's all fine. Now, if I grab you, Mr. Restroom, and I move you over here, can you fit in front of this pylon? You, in fact, can fit in front of this pylon. That's pretty high tier. Okay, just put in food. Put in drinks next, right here. Okay, what goes well? Okay, we're in the desert. We absolutely need slushies. It'd be crazy to not have slushies in the desert. Selfie spot covers that stuff. We need a lot of green. We'll do a fountain. I think we have to do a skeleton display, which kind of is awkward. We push the white really high, but there's like no other good way around it. Yeah, because we don't have any like specifically green ones. Oh, the TV is. So we got like way too much stuff there. Profit's gonna be pretty miserable for a while. I want slushies. Damn it. Okay, then a hotel. I'm going to put the hotel back over here. I think. It's a good way to like make use of this entry area, I feel. And then I'm going to grab this emergency bunker, and we're actually going to move this back over here too. Right around the edge. Alright, and then let's get our third medium amenity for shopping. And the shopping amenity will just tuck in right next to everything else. Alright, action figures, designed for more hats. Hats sound right for a desert because the sun shines on your head. You need a nice hat. Make sure you don't get sunburned. We need a lot of green again, of course. Fish tank is pretty okay. Might do a water feature. Actually, if we do a skeleton display and a fish tank, that's probably pretty good. Yeah. Alright, and Jurassic Park, please. We can just have all these buildings match. It doesn't matter beyond that point. Are those Rexes attacking my freaking things again? What is your genetic traits here, Mr. Rexes? No traits, no traits. Okay. You just really like to mess my car up. Run, car, run! Get out of there, dude! To be fair, maybe putting the goat feeders inside the amphitheater is like a death sentence. Accommodation rating low. The hotel will be up soon. Research available wide path. Right. Can we do expeditions? Operation Control Center have at least 4 scientists employed progress the mission. Yes. We just need another scientist. Okay, well, what do we need for scientists? We've got 2 with good logistics, 1 with good research, 1 with good medical. Faster treatment, cheaper expeditions, and positive influence, which is kind of a catch-all. Cheaper research early sounds really good. We'll probably need a second genetics, too, for some of this. Yeah, I think we need a second genetics more than anything. Reducing research cost early definitely sounds good. That's a lot over the whole like run. That's a lot of gains. 1, 2, 1, 7 max on genetics there. We'll grab you. And then if we go to research. Oh, it just unlocked automatically just by having the scientist hired. Operations. Wait, it was here. It's right there. I'm just being a dummy. Can we tuck this in over here? Have the path reach? Not really. We can make it work though. We can just tuck it in like this and move the path to it, and that'll be fine. Because we just run path through like this, and like that. We go like this and like that, and then we just delete the little nub hanging off the end. Perfect. All right, there's a little dude there. What's the power switch? 32 and 0. Okay. I guess comfort is still not going up, which probably this doesn't affect guest comfort, I would guess. There we go. Yep, we just needed the hotel and everything sorted itself out.
2 more dinosaurs are inbound, and I need the park ready for their delivery. They'll also require suitable enclosures and support.
Right.
So what's the latest addition to the menu besides us?
A few herbivores. Simple to manage.
Sauropods,
Nothing
Ankies, and
simple
Stegos.
about managing dinosaurs.
Okay, if we put the paras in here, that will upset the packies as well. So I think we work on this enclosure. I'll put them both in here. I might move the pachycephalosaurs over. We'll see. We'll get everything else situated, and then we'll decide what we're doing exactly. Oh, that actually snapped again, interestingly. I don't know if we build a tour in this park, honestly. I'm not sure a tour belongs in San Diego. I mean, it might make us build a tour. Alright, power. Why don't we run the power? Okay, so that continues straight to there. I think we need to extend it out a little bit if we want to continue the same spacing. It's like $84 worth of spacing. Hard to evaluate. I think that looks pretty good. Why don't we tuck this right, maybe just right around the corner? Oh, we need a viewing vent, though. There's no, like, you can't just tuck it in here with the way the fence is currently built. Alright, we won't worry about the visibility for now. We'll figure that out later. Because we might need to change the pen up anyway for the Momentosaurs to be happy. So one step at a time. Now for the water, I'm going to go with a big old puddle in the middle. And then we're going to shrink this down. We're going to take some bites out of it. That's a little too symmetrical. That's an interesting little shape for it. That seems fine. And then unfortunately, since we've started building over here, we actually need another ranger station. Or we just grab this one. Compy, fuck off. Let me get my ranger station, please. Compy, leave me. Move this building. This ranger station should be over here. There we go. One minute for the paras. Now, I would like to try to get the 4 game trail species all in the same enclosure if we can in the long run. That might require some more maneuvering to get that to work well. I don't like how this sand path is so straight. With this dirt texture. Yeah, let's try to blend the edges a little bit more. That's a little bit more naturalistic. I assume you guys are still more than happy. Not more than happy, but you are still happy. There's 2 sands, too. We could use this other sand.
Asset in transit. Asset has been
We need more space. Do we need, like, wider paths or something? Alright, first off, let's play with this other sand brush. Sand number 2. Let's mix some different textures in here. Make it look a little bit more naturalistic. A little less just bleached beach sand. Get a little bit more of this darker sand in the back of the arena, like it's been tracked in from outside, kinda. Actually lost sand there somehow. Even though we were on a sand brush, putting more in. Does this sand brush not work? Does that not count? That's really weird. Sand in the water doesn't seem like it affects it that much. Put little bits of sand out here and the rest of the area a little bit more mixed in. Guys are really finicky about this, huh? Let's push it to 31%. A little bit of leeway there for their sand need. I feel like the Rexes needing sand is a little weird. Not gonna lie. Why sand? Like, all right. How does that look? It looks decently nicely blended out here. There's still more sand in the middle, which is what I want. That kind of aesthetic of the path coming in. Just a little bit dot out there. Sand around the water looks nice, and this is still really sandy. Okay, I like that. Relatively speaking, I enjoy this. Alright, and the paras are coming in. Ranger teams, you're just sitting at base. Let's just grab you immediately, force you onto a para.
Asset transportation complete.
Alright, we've got, I assume, the same paras from JP mode, the 97 skin. Looks like it. And the Memenchis are also coming in. We'll just toss them in here as well. See what they think.
Things are going as planned.
Or so it appears.
But InGen needs more samples, so
They look
we're
very
turning to
green.
traditional paleontology.
Why are they so
Simpler
green?
time when the science was digging
I wouldn't have
bones out of
described
the
the
ground
Memenchisaurus as
instead
green.
of bringing them to life.
Well, it's definitely
I've
more
given
of
Ms.
a.
Halford the requirements.
We've got to
I'll stop
increase
talking.
guest count.
Of course. Oh, of course.
And then build an expedition center so we can send out teams to get new genome samples, which will give us more species diversity.
That's sensible, I guess.
This should help our park rating, which we want to increase.
Well, that's, ambitious.
And that should lead to greater profits.
So predictable. See, you know, there's some patterns in the universe that defy the laws of chaos by being so obvious. And the so-called bottom line is one of the shining stars. That's what caused the original park to collapse: hubris and greed.
Your concern is noted, Dr. Malcolm, but InGen needs to recover its losses, and this park is helping that cause. We've learned from our mistakes.
I fear that what you've learned is that, like a phoenix, InGen has risen from the ashes of disaster, which means you think you can do so again.
This Memenchi looks way more in line with the Lost World Memenchi than JWE1. Like, the tail has got that longer Diplodocus-like tail rather than the more realistic Memenchi tail from JWE1. I prefer that they keep with the canon designs where possible. From what I could see of the head design, it looks a lot like the maquette from the Lost World. There were pictures of that released in like the last few years, actually, that showed the maquette for like the style the Memenchisaurus's head, which is definitely a lot more, you know, narrowed out. So it looks like that. I mean, I don't remember offhand how the head in the first game looked compared to the maquette either, though. So it might not actually be much of a change. They're designed to be more like a Supersaurus than they are to be designed like a Memenchisaurus. I think they're actually only Memenchisauruses like after the fact, kind of like the Pachyrhino Sinoceratops situation in Fallen Kingdom. But anyway, let's grab. I still don't know why they're green, but let's grab a jeep. Ah, we can't get in there because there's no gate. That is true. That will work, I think. Can I get Ranger Team 2? You go check on Memenchi for me. Oh my god, dude, don't run into the Memenchi. What are you doing? You crazy person. Alright. Did we status check a para here? Yes, ground nut. They want the nut. Got it. Do we have a big one that provides ground nut? Ground nut, tall nut. Get some trees in there. Alright. Gives it a little more of a oasis-y look there. Oh, I like the Jeep's track. That's fun. Missing open space. Tall leaf and open space. Oh boy. So the Memenchi is almost assuredly not going to work in here. Yeah, see, they've already got the whole territory claimed. How fast does this drop in space? About as fast as we build the other one up. Yeah, that's straight up a one-to-one trade. Alright. We can merge these enclosures. Do one big one for both. Likes ornithomimosaurids, ceratopsids, ankylosaurids, hadrosaurids, pachycephalosaurids, stegosaurids. Dislikes other sauropods and Indominus rex. So the pachyceph would be good. We could get galleys and they wouldn't care. And then they don't care about the hadrons. So the Memenchis are always happy. The paras, what do you guys like? You only like sauropods. Your cohabitation's already 0? Really? Wait. Oh yeah, because they like the sauropods, duh. And the Pachycephs like the sauropods, but not the paras. Okay, so why don't we merge these? That'll be the easy way to do this to start with. And then we can look at moving the copies out if we have to after the fact. Which means we didn't need the pylons and everything, but that's fine too. Alright. So, parasaurs. You're missing ground nut now. So we need some more seed plants. We'll spread it out a little bit like this. Paras should be pretty happy at that point. Yeah, plenty added. Now we just gotta work on the Momench. Okay, open space is there. Now we just need tall leaf. We can do some Tempeschia. Run that through the back here, kinda. Right now, we really need their territory to expand to meet these requirements. And it kind of is. Alright, open space is the only requirement. So, we can clear out a little bit there. Now the tall leaf is dropped and the open space are both, or they're both bad now. Toss a little bit more out here in the middle. Open space is the only thing we really need. How are you doing on water? Water need is 15%. Para is more than good. We can shrink the water down, actually. There we go. Now they're happy. Okay, so everybody here is happy. Maybe. Cohabitation 3%. Momench, cohabitation 7%. The problematic one is probably the Pachycephalosaurs, 26%. So far, everything's good. If we bring in Gallimimus, we'll probably have to clear out the compies, though. And they haven't fully mingled yet. So we have to keep an eye on this closure, see how it's doing, because right now their territories are very much separated. But yes, a big old herbivore enclosure there is the plan. So, we should wrap this episode up. I think what we'll finish up with here, well, let's do a quick peek at the shops. Make sure they're still looking good. Yep, the shops are fine. Oh, park rating, almost up to 2 stars already. That's really good progress, I feel. And we need a new dinosaur species. So, let's look at the expedition map, see what we got. Struthi, Para, Pachyrhino, Trike, Struth, Para, Dilo. I think we're going to focus on Lost World species, so like Velociraptor, Triceratops. Surprised we didn't get Stegosaurs here. Let's take a look at what else we have in this roster. So, Trike, Pachyrhino, Chungking Huango, Chasmo, Crichton, Gigant Spinosaurus, Stegosaurus. So if we want Stego, 3.5 stars, and we have to unlock all the Stegos across the top, which is fine. We don't need Chasmo or Crichton. So that'll get us Stego for the park. We look at medium and large. We go from Para to Maya to Apato to Kamara to Braki Mamench. So we're probably not going to play with this line yet. Maybe later we'll look at pushing towards Brock Mamench. We can see if we can use like JP3 Brocks or something maybe. I don't know if they'll be available, but we can see. Carnivores, we go from Velociraptor Dilo to Coelophysis Compytrodon, Carnotaurus Mahjong, Suchomimus, Tyrannosaurus Rex, Megalosaurus. Okay. Carno would be decent. Sucho could work too with the Lost World vibe. We'll also need to unlock some of these to just restock populations. And then we're looking at Struthiomimus into Dryosaurus into Gallimimus into Pachycephalosaurus. I think we'll push for Gallimimus. So we'll look at adding Triceratops to the park, and then we'll make the push to Gallimimus at some point. But that means that this exhibit's stable for a while, because we probably don't need to remove the copies until we add the galleys. And the galleys are going to be a while, because we need like 2.5 stars or something, it said. So we could send out our first expedition here and then call it an episode. So let's go for Triceratops before we go for Velociraptors. The Trikes will be just easier to deal with. What is blocking us? It is not money. We're blocked on, I assume, logistics. Scientist limit 3, 6 logistics on 3 scientists. Yeah. We can grab a new logistics one. Unrest, task time. Reduce the cost of research again. Decrease task time for research. Reduce the cost of incubation tasks, but they don't have what we need for logistics. Generalist increases all skills by 1. Decrease task time for research. Increase unrest limit by 4. Reduce the cost of research tasks by 30%. I wonder if that stacks. Let's do cheaper research. See if the 2 cheaper researches stack, so we know that in the future whether or not that's a good idea. We'll grab you. And then we can do, yes, we can do Triceratops. So, cheaper expeditions. Positive influence would increase time, but we actually can't. Oh, we can use positive influence with the cheaper research one here. These 3 actually work. Because then it's reduced and faster from positive influence versus sending out faster treatment, which achieves nothing. Alright. Start that. Then we'll call this an episode. Till next time.